All day he'd pictured how she'd looked when he'd left her in bed that morning. Now here she was, wearing a pair of jeans and a shirt that was cut off on the shoulders, showing a lot of skin. Skin he liked seeing. No matter when he saw her or how often, the sight of her managed to rev his motor. "Hello, Ray." "Ashley?" She moved aside to let him in. He walked across the threshold, closed the door behind him, turned and pulled her into his arms. He meant for the kiss to be long, greedy, and intense. All the things that stirred his blood even more, and just like last night, she was returning it with a degree of passion that astounded him. That was another thing that had filled his mind today. All the kisses they'd shared last night. Was it normal for two people to be this in sync with each other this way? So well connected? He pulled back from the kiss, but continued to hold her in his arms, needing the feel of her there. Her heart, he noted, was racing just as fast as his. Tilting his head back, he looked at her and smiled. "How was your day?" "Okay. However, I didn't get much work done for thinking about last night. You, Ray Sullivan, are something else." He chuckled. "Works both ways, baby." I daydreamed a lot today myself. I agree that last night was wonderful. He sniffed the air. Something smells good." She laughed. "And I hope it tastes as good as it smells." "I'm sure it does." "We'll see. If you want to go ahead and wash up, I'll put dinner on the table." "Okay." When he returned moments later and walked into her kitchen, he couldn't help but grin in pleasure. She had prepared a feast. "I'm impressed." "Thanks. And just so you know, this Midwestern-turned Southern girl can cook." "Who taught you?" She met his gaze. "Devon. His grandmother taught him how to cook, and he taught me." "Good for him. Sadly, I can barely boil water." "You're kidding, right?" He chuckled. "I know it sounds pathetic, but I kid you not. That's why I eat at the cafe so much. I'm sure I'd be able to cook if I put my mind to it, but I have no desire to do so. It's either the cafe or microwave dinners." When she looked at him as if that was the most god-awful thing she'd ever heard, he went over to her and kissed her lips. For some reason, she looked so sad. "Hey, I don't miss any meals. It's not that serious." Little did he know that for her it was that serious. The Devon she knew was a great cook. Funny how losing his memory had changed that. It was strange how he'd retained knowledge of some things, like the operating of a boat, but had forgotten how to do something else he'd loved just as equally. "Well, whenever I'm around and in the mood to cook, I'm going to make sure you don't go hungry," she said, smiling up at him. He chuckled. "I appreciate that." They sat down at the table. In addition to the pork chops she'd promised, she'd also prepared mashed potatoes, mixed veggies, corn on the cob, mac and cheese, and yeast rolls. "Everything looks good," he said. "Thanks. Dig in." He did. She couldn't help but watch him eat, knowing a lot of the dishes she'd prepared were personal recipes he'd shared with her over the years. "Did you have many tours today?" she asked him. "Quite a number. This is my busiest month with the Shrimp Festival in a couple of weeks. You plan on going, right?" "Yes. I understand it's a 3-day event that draws people from all over the United States." "It does. There are water activities and fireworks every night. The good thing is that you'll have a real good view from your backyard." They ate in silence for a moment, enjoying the meal. "And just so you know, I'm thinking of buying this place if it ever goes on sale," Ray said. She raised a brow. "This place here?" "Yes, I like it. And the view I saw this morning from your bedroom window was breathtaking." "It is, isn't it?" They talked about a number of other topics, and he told her of his plans to go shrimping with Kagan on Friday night to help make sure a number of restaurants